I've been spending a lot of time on this King, 1954 King, but it doesn't seem like I'm making a lot of progress. Every time I turn around, the frame's still naked. Hey, if you're getting any kind of value out of any of my videos, would you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hey, ding the bell. Ding the bell's the thing now. And leave me a comment. I've got to have the comments. But thank you. Anyway, nothing's happening, it seems like, or not a lot of big things are happening. You know, the frame's just sitting here. I've got the floor built, and it's just sitting here. So I kind of feel like that's a big thing, but it's a big thing blocking all my tools. That's the only place I could put it. So I've got to get it put back on here. But before I do that, I'm going to run you through just a few things on the frame. Now, as you know, if you've watched any of our previous videos, we always power wash this and, you know, get all the nasty off of it. And then we're going to use that Rust-Oleum undercoating. And they're not paying me anything. That's just what I use. And I think sometimes you like to see really what I am using so that if you want to use it, you can know. Got the brakes fixed up, and you can see all that grease out there. We got all the bearings greased, new bearings put in on that door side. Got to clean up all of this wiring and tubing. That's all got to come out. Now, what we're going to do is undercoat all the way up to where you see that tape. Really, the only reason that tape is on there, so I know exactly where to sit the front of the camper. I want to make sure I get it exactly right there. And when we come in from this spot all the way up to here, we're going to tape off this beautiful Art Deco airplane hitch. And we're going to tape off these brand new chains. We're going to tape off this brand new jack. And then we're going to go with some self-etching primer all over the rest of it. And then we're going to go over with the glossed black. A lot of times you could just use that undercoating because it's not a sticky undercoating, but Jim wants that to be shiny black, kind of match the jack, his brand new jack and everything. So that's going to look real nice. Then, of course, it'll all be undercoating going back this way, all undercoated. But then this bumper, where you can see where it's black, still kind of black, that's going to stick out from the trailer because this curve starts right here. That curve starts and goes up that way. And so this is all exposed. So we're going to, again, after we clean it up, we're going to go back with a self-etching primer and gloss black. So the back end of the trailer is going to match the front end of the trailer. So just so that I feel like I got something done today, I'm going to go ahead and put the undercoating on here first before I put it on the trailer. Because the last couple of times I got ahead of myself and I didn't do that. And guess what happened? I was underneath the trailer spraying undercoating. And that gets all over everything. Throw your clothes away. You got to wash your hair about 15 times. It's terrible. So we're going to do that right now. We are undercoated. I had to crawl underneath this one because I can't lift this one up like I can those Scotties. It's very heavy. So up front, we're not undercoating. That's going to be self-etching primer and gloss black. So anywhere that the camper is going to sit has been undercoated. And the same with back here. This is going to be self-etching primer and gloss black. Now, as beautiful as that is, I've got to cover it up with this. I've got that undercoated. We're double protected. I don't know. Am I going to be able to get that on that by myself? I don't think I'm going to film it because this could go bad very quickly. But I'm going to do it anyway. I got it down here. It's backwards, but that's okay. What I really need to do now is everywhere there's a blue line, I need to go all the way around the perimeter, hit every blue line, and then on every seam, both seams, I've got to put a screw in it. Now, we know that this is 3/4 ply, and we know that our studs are 1 1/4. That's a 2-inch deep. Now, what I got is an 1 5/8 screw. That's going to be countersunk a little bit, so really it's going to be about 1 7/8. So that's going to give us about 3/4 obviously through here, and that's going to give us a whole nother inch into that 1 1/4. So that's going to be just about right. I got this box right here. I think I'm probably going to use all of them. We'll go ahead and show you what I'm doing. Hopefully Russ is going to put this in double speed, so you don't have to watch all of it. Well, I hope Russ didn't make you sit through 20 minutes of me putting 1 5/8 inch screws into 2 inches of lumber. But it's on there. It's already been brad nailed. It's now screwed. It should be heck for stout. So, but I've got to flip it. So if I can do that by myself, I'm going to, and then I'm going to start putting the carriage bolts in. Once those carriage bolts go in, the floor's done. I just got to put the vinyl flooring on it, then we can start hanging walls. Hanging walls. Let's see if I can get it done. .5/16 carriage bolt, 3 inches long. Carriage bolt we put in here because then you don't have to hold it on top. This will sink in and it'll serve as its own wrench. So I'm going to drive that in here. Then I've also got a washer and a nut. I'm going to go ahead and put those on under here to start securing down the front. Once I get these front two on, then I can kind of go through the rest of it, because even though it seems to be one piece, it's really not one piece. And it's going to be off square by the time I get to the back. So if we go one by one, then I know that I can adjust as I go. And that's what I want to do. Now you can kind of see the head of this carriage bolt going down. And I haven't used a wrench on the top. That's the beauty of these. Now, I've got to countersink it, although nobody will ever see this because it's going to be underneath the dinette seating, but we're going to have to go over the top of it with the vinyl, so we at least want it to be pretty flush as you can get. And that's pretty close. Maybe just there we go, a little bit more like that. Nobody will ever see it. We didn't have to use the hammer. And that's how you get your first carriage bolt in. I'll get one on the other side. I'll start going back and I'll make sure, here's the problem. I've got to make sure that this is even on both sides. It's going to be about 3/4 of an inch, maybe 7/8 on each side, but that's where the walls that we built are going to sit on there. And then a carriage bolt is going to go through that railing that we made. If you're making all the curves that we made, that's going in here. So we got to make sure that we're square.